Hello, beautiful souls. Have you ever felt a gentle nudge or a comforting presence guide you? Today, we're diving into the magical world of spirit guides, and you can connect with them effortlessly. So, stay tuned, and I'll show you how. Hello, my name is Sharyn Lennon. I'm a medium, earth angel, and spiritual counselor. If you're new to this channel, I have the ability to connect, converse, and hear my angels on a daily basis. But today we are talking about receiving communication from our spirit guides. There are a few ways that I've connected to mine in the past, and I'll be sharing them with you today. Even though I don't have any spirit guides with me as we speak, I have had them in the past, and they help us through our trials, tribulations, or even maybe just finding our way through life in general. So please don't mind as we go along that I glance down at. I've written some notes just to help me remember everything I wanted to share with you today. So before you start any project or anything or what you're working on, you usually try to, plan out what you're going to do. So when you start to connect with your guides, you have to set a clear intention that this is what you want to work on with them. And so they know that this is your effort trying to, it's almost like knocking on their door. So before you begin, set a clear intention, and maybe by saying a silent prayer to yourself. Maybe say something like, guides of the highest truth and compassion, I invite your guidance. And say that to yourself. I know because of free will that even with my angels and guides, they can't necessarily hear our thoughts. And so, they'll hear your prayers, but especially when you mention them out loud. Like if I say, "Dear angels, help me now," because I mentioned their name, they're gonna connect. My angel just said yes, but or you say, "My dear spirit guide," that gets their attention. They will hear that, but your regular thoughts, they can't hear it unless you give them permission. So my angels and my guides. Well, like I said, I don't have guides now because I've gotten through so many of my life events that they are not needed anymore because my angels are my guides. But with that, I gave my angels, and in the past, my guides, the ability or permission to hear my thoughts. This is the way I know that they're catching. If I have a bad idea, they're gonna be knocking on my door. Okay, don't be doing that because that's not a good idea, or if I'm going off track. So it's up to you. It's, your personal thing. If you want them to hear all your thoughts, which like I did, you just set the intention and then they will be able to hear your thoughts. But in prayer, as long as you call them out by name, they will hear that. But your everyday thoughts, they can't. It's the free will thing. So like I said, it's up to you if you want to do that. I did just because I wanted to catch them, my bad ideas up front, before I did anything silly or stupid. So, yeah, set the intention. Again, we're talking about giving permission. Number 3, releasing fear. Fear is a lower vibration. Angels and guides, they are in a higher vibration. So if you have a nervousness or a fear about, oh, what are they going to say or what are they going to do, the communication is not going to, it's going to be harder because you have to allow your vibration to connect with theirs. Your vibration has to go up for the connection, and their vibration goes down, and it's kind of hard to bring their vibration down, and until you work up enough good thoughts and higher vibrational things that to bring your vibration up for that connection to work. So releasing any fear. But you gotta figure it's like these guys are here for you. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're pure love, pure good intention. They only want the best for you. So I mean, everyone's each their own, but you know, I wouldn't be afraid, but you know, but if you are, you got to learn to release it. Okay, I'm just being honest, and you know, for in helping you to connect it. You got to open your senses, and I mean, any psychic or mediumship ability, it's through our senses. We run on our senses. It's through your sight, through a third eye. It's through your hearing. It's through your even your smelling or your taste or your feeling. If you feel a touch, you know, else then it's like, well, I feel a lot of spirit coming through, so I'll maybe feel a hand on my shoulder when there's nobody there, or I'll smell cigarette smoke when there's nobody smoking, and that always reminds me of my dad. It's just these little things. These are all signs, okay? But raising your vibration and connecting with your senses is the ultimate guide. And try not to. I know we all have that skeptical side. I mean, I do. I'm a. Well, I'll get a sign. I'll receive a sign, and I'll be like, "Is that just me?" Or you know, I'll second guess it. But try not to. I mean, just. I mean, check it out. I mean, I don't say always believe everything, but keep it in the back of your mind, because then if you don't recognize it the first time, I'm sure your guys will continue to knock on your door showing you signs. Meditation, big, big, big for connecting with your guides. There are several meditations on YouTube. You can do one where they tell you how to connect. I've connected with my guides through just setting the intention, and I just meditated on my meditation was I put myself in a beautiful lake on the beach, and I live close to Lake Erie, so I think I put myself like on the lake on the beach there, and I just sat there and I could imagine myself hearing the waves lap up on shore, and in the distance, you know, hearing a seagull, and then just taking a deep breath, and then you can hear and feel like the wind blowing, and you just put yourself in this space, and then you ask your guide to come in, take a few deep breaths, and then even because your eyes are closed, but if you can imagine the stuff in your third eye, in your imagination, and then see if you sense somebody coming. Now, when I first met my guide, I sensed her coming from my left side, and she came up to my left side. I didn't necessarily see her face and everything, but I sensed like I saw it through my peripheral, even though in my third eye. So that was my first initiation with her. She sat like next to me, then you ask them to sit down next to you, and then just try to see what you hear, feel, or see, or hear, or sense. You might get a tingling, you might also see a flash of light. Everyone's different, but I started off with that, and I would continue to do this meditation a few times, and the more I did it, the more I connected. I even went down to not just connecting with my guides, but I even brought in Jesus, and he came to me. So it's you're just not limited to just your guides. You can even do your angels also. Another way is your automatic writing. It's a where, like, even after a meditation, if you Get out your journal. You know, always journal. I mean, this is way when if you start journaling a little bit every day, just your thoughts and your prayers or your ideas, you go back and read them maybe a month later, and you'll see some signs and some synchronicities in your journaling. So automatic writing is a thing where you just after a meditation, you get out your journal and you maybe just set your attention. Maybe you write, "Dear guides, please communicate with me now." And then I would start writing love, 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 and just continue to say write love. Love is a high vibrational word, and this is what you're trying to do is keep your vibration up so that they communicate. So while you're doing that, and you're kind of after a while you're not even thinking about what you're writing because you're just writing the same word over and over again, then like different words are going to start coming into your mind and ideas and stuff like that, and you just keep writing them down. Don't discredit it. Any voice that you receive maybe in your head, it's going to probably sound like you, and you're going to say, "Oh, it's just myself." But you know what, if you didn't have a thought before and all of a sudden it pops in your mind, these are messages. Because if it comes out of nowhere because you weren't thinking, especially if you're writing love, you're really not thinking about it too much because it's so repetitive. And then all of a sudden it's like you see like a bouquet of flowers in your head. And it's like, okay, so just write down flowers. And then maybe it's somebody sending you a bouquet of roses or telling you that you love them because a red rose is the sign of love. So it's just little signs and synchronicity. Maybe after you start doing this, and maybe you see a number in your head, and then also like after that, you'll see the same number on the clock, on a receipt. These numbers, all mean something also. So these are signs of communication from them. Now, things are going to be subtle. And this is where it's like you have to put your detective hat on almost, like, because even like back in the day, if you watch the, murder mysteries or whatever, and there was Columbo, he'd pick apart, you see a piece of lint on the floor and he'd be like thinking it's a clue. These signs are going to be very, very subtle. So it's like your job, especially if you want communication, is to notice even the most subtlest signs. I don't care if you see the sun come through the clouds at a specific time when you're hearing a song that kind of rings a bell to you, kind of gives you a message. That's a sign. That's a big sign. So don't discredit it. Write it down in your journal, because even when you start noticing these subtle signs, you'll start noticing more and more because they know you got it. They know you got the message. So with that, like I said, they're very subtle. If you keep discounting any of their signs, you think, oh, it's just a coincidence. They're gonna not want to show you as many signs because they're gonna say you're gonna be poo-pooing them away. So it's just kind of stay with it. And my angel just agreed with me, because if you keep poo-pooing their signs, they're gonna be like, what's the use? I'm doing all this knocking on their door and they're not noticing and they're not answering. So just a little word of advice. Again, looking for signs and synchronicities. Maybe ask for a specific sign. Maybe you want to see a feather or a butterfly, maybe a certain color butterfly, or a certain number. But like I said, don't discount even songs on the radio. My angels and my guides would send me so many different types of messages, but a lot of them through songs. All of a sudden I'll wake up in the middle, like it'd be like 6 a.m, getting ready for work, and I'm singing a song in my head. I'm like, I was sleeping. I wasn't hearing a radio, or I don't have a clock radio or nothing. I'm like, where did this song come from? And I know I haven't listened to a radio in the past or recently, so why am I hearing this song? And then, of course, I hear the lyrics that I'm reading, the lyrics that I'm repeating in my head, it's kind of like a message to me, and it brings truth. So songs, look up their lyrics too, write them down. It's their That's how they communicate. Let's see. So maintaining a daily practice. The more, just like any a muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. Just like if you do daily meditation, you're going to get connected. It's easier and faster. Our vibration, it's like I said, we have to heighten our vibration. So if we continuing doing this meditation, it'll get easier and easier and easier for you to connect. Okay, after connecting or receiving a sign, say, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank them for the connection. And this way they're like, wow, they really got it. They connected. We connected. And now gratitude is another higher vibrational feeling. So just having that sense of gratitude is another way of raising vibration. And vibration is key with all this. It is. And so being grateful. And even write that in your journal. I am grateful for my connection. I'm grateful for seeing all these signs. I'm grateful every single day. My angels know. I mean, I sometimes break down in tears out of gratitude for the words that they speak to me, for their guidance. And they know it. They probably like, all right, well, let's move on, But no, I really do appreciate the gifts that I have and the ability to hear them and hear them and see them and connect with them. Another way of even raising your vibration or getting a message is spending time in nature. Nature is, and they're saying this is key because they're knocking on my door. I can hear them. And they said spending time in nature is like a very quick way of raising your vibration. Trees, plants, sun, everything in nature is at a high vibration. You hear about hugging trees. Well, you want to raise your vibration? Go hug a tree. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Just go hug it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? I've hugged them. And they like it. The trees like it. So who doesn't like a hug? Okay. So yeah, spending time in nature will help raise your vibration. And then all of a sudden, just like, sometimes I receive like guidance and messages and something when I'm in the shower, and that's with the water raining down. It almost like cleanses you. But same with, it's called like forest bathing, going for a bath in a walk of the forest, because the energy is very high. So that's a great way. And who knows, you'll see a butterfly, a color that you asked for. You'll get a thought in your head, and it's like out of nowhere. When you get a thought in your head and it came from nowhere because you weren't really thinking about something, that's a sign. That's a connection. Another idea. Hold on one second. I need a drink. I'm getting kind of dry. When you meditate, create a sacred space. I create a sacred space by putting on some, I love the Solfeggio frequencies, and I usually put 528 on because that's the frequency of love, and I just like have that play in the background. I light a candle. Excuse me. I light a candle, and I maybe put some incense. I light some incense because smells help me connect also. They just uplift me. So I keep those on, and then I get into that attitude of, okay, this is my time. This is my time to connect with my higher self. Well, I hope this helped. And if you are able or you have connected with your guides and you've had some wonderful experiences or you've connected in a different way. I'd love to hear it. Please either email me in I have the email address in the description below, or place it in the comments. I would love to read them and share them on my next video. That along with any angel stories if you had. Also, if you could like and share, maybe subscribe to this video. This helps the algorithm and get my video out to more people, and hopefully that this video can help them too. So thank you. I love you. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.